What's the number one thing that prevents growth? Not having the right people. If you haven't got the right people, you're not going to be able to grow at a level that you would probably find acceptable. In this video, I'm going to give you a simple tool to help you to understand, do you have the right people in the business to grow at the level that you find acceptable? I'm going to explain what the tool is, why it's important, and how to use it in your business. In his book, Good to Great, Jim Collins analysed 1,435 companies over a 40-year period to identify which were the ones that truly became great. And he narrowed those 1,435 companies down to 11 that were truly great. In that analysis, the first thing he determined that you must do to build a great company is get the right people on the bus doing the right things in the right manner. So how do you get the right people? Well, it all begins with knowing who the right people are. Why is it so important to have the right people in order to grow? Well, so many times I see leadership teams and companies that have so much potential to grow, but there are some people who might not be able to handle that growth, or they might not be the right people to help the business to grow. It's so important to get it right. So let's take a look at this example. Imagine that you're a CEO and you're surrounded by some people. You've got a marketing person, you've got a salesperson, you've got an operations person, and you've got a finance person. Hopefully you can read those. So imagine that you've got these people who work for you. Now, the marketing person is producing a lot of leads. The salesperson is converting those leads, but the operations person, they can't produce the output at the level that sales and marketing are doing. So therefore, there's a backlog and there's a problem there, and then finance, well, it doesn't really matter. Let's take another scenario. Imagine that you've got the marketing person who is creating more leads than the salespeople can convert. They're creating 100% of their target. The salespeople aren't creating the conversion rate to capture all of that. So then the operations people aren't busy. They're not as busy as they could be, and the business isn't growing and thriving. Whatever way you look at it, if you don't have the right people in each of these areas, the whole business won't be able to grow at the manner that it needs. How does it happen? Well, Jim Collins says that the signature of mediocrity is inconsistency. And I put it to you that inconsistency in the performance of the team is a form of mediocrity, and that if you accept mediocrity, the company and you becomes mediocre. You're never going to be great if you accept underperforming people. What I see is CEOs reacting to poor performance throughout their team, asking the wrong question. What they're asking is, well, how can I get that person to perform? Should I provide better training, or maybe some coaching, or maybe I should give them some more discipline? I think that they're asking the wrong question. I think the right question should be, have I got a company full of cows? If you had a company full of cows, growth would be less of an issue. Let me explain. Cows is short for capable, understand the role, and want to do the role. So what we're saying is, each person that you look at through the organisation is capable of doing the role. They understand all of the requirements and expectations of the role, and they want to do the role. CUW. So if someone is capable of doing the role, they're able to handle all of the competencies and needs of the business now without any problem. And as the company grows to get to perhaps double the revenue, they would still be able to manage that workload and the technical competencies without any issue. They understand the role, and this kind of comes a little back to the owner or to the people who are setting the role description. So does the person have a complete understanding of the role? What are the key performance indicators, the metrics, the job description, what they need to do to manage their team, what the core values of the business are? Do they have a complete understanding of every aspect of what needs to be done to succeed in the role, to the point where it's not possible for them to misunderstand? And then third, they want to be in the role. They want to do the job. So is the person just waiting for the weekend? Are they just trying to have a job because they need to pay the bills, or do they really want to do this job? If you're capable of doing the role and you understand the role's expectations, but you don't want to do it, it's not going to work. If you understand the role and you want to do the role, but you're not capable of doing the role, it's not going to work. If you are capable of doing the role and you want to do the role, but you don't understand the expectations, it's not going to work. That third one, there is an opportunity for you to work with that person and help them to understand the role, but it's got to be done. It's incumbent on you to make them so clear about what needs to be done in the role that it's not possible to be misunderstood. Two of the tools that I really liked in the area of assessing people was, firstly, the Skill Will Matrix from PowerScore by Jeff Smart. This assesses, is someone skilled to do the role and do they have the will to do the role, but it didn't assess their success if they didn't understand the role. I felt it kind of missed something. The other one is the Ideal Team Player, which is Hungry, Humble, Smart by Patrick Lencioni. And the Ideal Team Player says that if a person is hungry and they're humble and they're smart, in terms of emotional IQ, they're more likely to succeed as a team player with other people. But I really feel that that's good, but that's like a second assessment. The first one that we're talking about today is really where we want to get people. We want to understand, first of all, is this person capable of succeeding in this role? If we look across all of the key roles in our business, are each of these people capable of succeeding in their role? After we've done that, then we would ask the question from the Ideal Team Player by Patrick Lencioni, are they capable of working together as a team? Are they capable of succeeding the role, A, and B, are they capable of working together as a team to generate results? Let's pick a person within your business, preferably a senior person, and let's run the cow tool past them. Capable, understand the role, and do they want to do the role? For each of those three elements, give them a score from 1 to 10. 1 being they're terrible, 10 being they're amazing. And as you score this person, first of all ask, well, is this person capable of doing the role? So based on everything that you know and that you've seen from this person, is this person capable of doing a great job? From a technical, a personnel management, from every potential competency that they need, are they capable of doing a great job? And then rank them from 1 to 10. Number 2, do they understand the role? So is it possible for them to misunderstand your expectations in any way? They know the key performance indicators, the numbers that they've got to achieve to succeed. There is not just what the number is, but there's a line in the sand saying, if you sell $100, you'll be doing well. If you sell $150, you'll be doing great. If you sell $80, you might not have a job here for long. Do they have those key metrics? Do they know the cultural aspects of the business and what's really important to succeed? Do they understand the core values and everything that's important around them? Do they understand the expectations of managing their team and the successes that their team need to generate? Do they completely understand the role to the point where it's not possible for them to not understand the role? Do they really want to do the role? Do they really want to be successful in this role, or are they just clocking on and off? Do they have that desire to do great things within this role? So for each of those three, rank this person from 1 to 10. Again, 1 being awful and 10 being amazing. Now I'm going to get you to add up each of those 3 scores. So if you had a 7 and a 5 and a 7, you will have a total score of 19 out of a potential total score of 30. 10 plus 10 plus 10. What I put it to you is that for each of the roles in the business, you need to have the person in that role scoring over 25 out of 30. Because if you don't, if they're not a cow, in other words, they're scoring 8 out of 10 or better on most of those 3 things, they're not going to be able to help you to grow. They're not going to help you to create this business that you want. If you're scoring someone a 4 or a 5 on are they capable, do they understand the role, do they want to do it, they're not going to thrive. They're just preventing someone else who is a cow coming into that position and being able to really succeed and thrive. And so many times I've seen it where you've got a salesperson or a marketing person or operations, someone isn't a cow and the whole business can't succeed. It's even worse if you've got a whole range of people who aren't cows. You've got to have all of those people able to meet that criteria at a high level. They've got to be capable, they've got to understand the role, and they've got to want to do the role. The teams that I work with that are thriving, every single person in the leadership team and the mid-management team, all of the people are over 25. And funnily enough, the teams that I've worked with in the past that are struggling to grow, they've got a bottleneck or a problem, they're nowhere near 25. They're scoring, for their people, they're scoring much lower. And then it's probably an average as well. There might be one person who's well below 25, or there might be a lot of people who are below 25. What is the bottleneck in terms of people? What is the bottleneck that's preventing you to grow? Because once you unlock that bottleneck, once you make that bottleneck go away and you can look across the key people and they're all scoring over 25 on that simple cow tool, you've unlocked the ability to grow. So get the average of your people over 25 if you want to grow. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and check out my website, and also check out my online entrepreneur school where I take you on a step-by-step process on how to scale up your business using similar, simple and effective tools. Thanks for watching.